and welcome to another episode of Duke and Leon School of Life. I've got Leon the lefty with me.
Lefty. One leg shorter than the other. I always lean left, buddy. I've just been sitting at home in my dressing gown researching for...
I hope your dressing gown wasn't open again. Fuck's sake.
I know, the cat was screaming. What do you say? Shut up, you fucking cat. Oh, all right, sorry. I'll close my dressing gown.
I had... Last Christmas, I got all these presents from people. They were all fucking self-help books. All my mates bought me fucking self-help books. Anyway.
Fuck. I've just sent you one. It's a self-help book on how to read self-help books.
Well, I opened one and I had a look at it and it said on it, do 3 things that make you happy today.
What, wank 3 times?
Well, impossible these days, but...
So I was about to say, I need a rest period.
That takes more than 1 day.
That's 3 days. What are you talking about?
So, okay, I thought, okay, I'm going to do 3 things. I'm going to do 3 things that make me happy, see how this book works, or if it works. So I'm walking along... There's a sandwich shop. I go into the sandwich shop, right? And there's a guy already at the counter waiting to be served, and I walk up.
Yeah.
And the girl turns around and goes, next. And he goes, oh, I'll have her. And I went, excuse me, I was here first. I was here. And he just looks at me and goes, no, you weren't. You just walked up. And I said, really? Are you that desperate for a fucking sandwich? And the poor girl doesn't know what to do, right?
No.
She's going, I don't know who came first. I don't know. And I said, didn't they teach you at fucking sandwich school how to run a counter?
Oh, no. You said that to the girl?
Yeah.
So is this all part of the one thing that makes you feel good?
Thing.
Oh, this is one thing. So it's not abusing.
Yeah, and this is a continuation of the one thing.
Yeah.
And he said to me, oh, man, if it's that important to you, you have the first. Yeah, you go first. I said, all right. Yeah. So I said to her, I want a triple-decker chicken sandwich, chicken, tomato, and onion with mustard on the first layer, salt on the second layer, and pepper on the third layer. And she just looked at me and wrote it all down. Then she goes and she starts making it, and I walked out.
Oh, what do you mean? You walked out?
Yeah. I didn't want a fucking sandwich.
Fucking hell. And
So that cheered me up a little bit, right?
That's one thing.
Yeah. The second one is I'm walking along and these schoolboys at a bus stop, right?
Yeah.
They're at a bus stop and they're mucking around at the bus stop and one of them sits on the other one's lap and the other one starts pretending to pump him, right? And they're both acting like idiots, like they're having sex.
Well,
and the other boys are laughing.
Yeah.
So I'm walking past, I stop. And I said to the guy who was sitting on the other guy's lap, I said, mate, you might think this is funny, but he's going to go home and wank about this tonight. And he just gets up and goes, oh, you fucking faggot, to the other guy. And they go, what are you fucking talking about? Anyway, I left some. Now I'm starting to get happy, right? Anyway, I see this young couple. They must have just met because they're talking a lot together. You know how when you've been with someone for a while, you don't talk that much to them? So these two are talking about fucking everything. Anyway, I'm walking past and I just start waving my hand in front of my nose going, oh, man, fucking what did you eat? To the guy. And the girl looks at me and starts laughing. He's going, oh, well, it wasn't me. And I tell you what, that worked. 3 things made me happy. Self-help books, man. Yeah.
All right.
Word of the day.
Yeah.
Constipated.
Okay.
Constipated. That's if you've run into too many cunts.
What do you mean if? What do you mean if?
Well, that's what when you go to work, there's so many cunts there, you come home totally constipated.
God, what do you mean go to work? I open the front door and it starts. I close the front door and it stops. That's basically my life. That's my life, all right? God.
I've got some famous last words.
Yeah.
Okay? So these are famous last words people have either said before they died or someone has said to them before they died.
While they're dying, yeah.
All right. First one, famous last words. Just because he's Asian doesn't mean he knows martial arts.
Okay. All right. So that's someone telling the paramedic as the guy's dying on the ground, beaten up by a 10-year-old.
Next one is just grab onto the branch.
Oh, yeah. Just go onto the branch.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Especially in the monkey world.
Yeah. See, that's where semantics get into it. See, the word difference, branch and twig. You see, it's actually a twig, and so, grab onto the branch and he grabs the twig. You see, there's a big difference there about holding capacity of about 20, 30, maybe 40 kilos difference.
The other one is, who cares if you pay them back? They're only Russians.
Yeah, Russians.
Always fucking pay Russians back. And the last one is, don't worry, it's a dolphin.
That's right. That's right. Well, that's why you have to have that little, that little book on somewhere in the house where it just shows you all the different shapes of the fish. All right. Listen. Man gets arrested for having sex with a tree. That's the headline. Yeah. Did you read that one? Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Well, you sent it to me, so obviously you did.
Yeah, it was News Alert.
News Alert.
News Flash.
So, what are your thoughts on that? Yeah.
What are my thoughts on that?
Well,
first thing I thought was, can you imagine getting splinters in your cock?
Yeah. Well, apart from that, but is there anything actually wrong with that? I mean, he did it in front of other people, but it wasn't like priests or nuns or children. It was just, Well,
it was in a park.
Well, yeah, but there were just adults around. But look, I am a bit disturbed about this because when you read further in or you do more research, you find out that it wasn't actually a tree. It was a tree stump. Okay, and a stump is actually a dead tree. So he's having sex with a dead tree.
So he's a necrophiliac.
Yeah. That's what disturbs me. The dead bit, The tree, that's fine. I don't think any trees were harmed in that or in anything you possibly. I don't think, being naked, it'd be hard to harm the tree. But, the tree's dead. No, I think that's disturbing. So
I like one of the guys said, the guy that took the picture said something, one of his quotes. Hold on.
I was walking past with my mate and we saw the guy rubbing up against the tree and we thought that was really funny.
We thought that was interesting. But then he said, we walked closer and as we did, we saw his trousers down and thought, this is pure gold.
Pure gold.
They must listen to our podcast. I reckon they're listeners.
You couldn't wish this to happen. You couldn't just wake up in the morning and, well, you know what? I really wish I could see a guy having sex with a tree today. That would make my day. That would make me happy. But no, you couldn't. It wouldn't happen, and it did. It did for those people. So,
well, the other news is Professor Themis Matsoukas.
Yes.
He's one of your mob. Great.
Yeah.
Accused of performing sexual acts with his dog. An award-winning professor accused.
Award-winning. Yeah. Beautiful. And as he's being arrested and taken away, and someone, someone's asked him why he did it, he said, I did it to blow off steam. Ooh, professor. You got to remember, this guy's a professor. Fuck me. What an idiot. All right.
But he was caught naked from the waist down except for shoes and socks. I mean, that's always a good look, isn't it? Being naked, waist down, but you're wearing your shoes and socks.
Yeah, well, and one better than that would be if he had socks and those Nike slippers on. Those Nike slippers, which
I've got on now with bed socks. Right. Apparently he's been doing it since 2014. He recorded himself doing the acts. That's always, why do people record themselves?
Yeah, I know.
Breaking the law.
I know. I don't know whether it's, well, they say there's it could be two things. One is a cry for help, so they're actually trying to get busted so they can get help. Or the other one is they collect, it's like collecting. You know, you build up this catalogue of all the things that you've done, you know, and then you should keep going because you have the best collection. And look, I don't know.
Well, he said to investigators when they were searching his home, "I'm done. I'm dead." Oh. And he goes, "I need to die. Please shoot me."
Oh. Were you talking to the police or the dog?
Yeah, to the police.
Right. Lucky he wasn't talking to the dog because the dog probably would have done it.
Well, you know, I would have done it if I was a cop. I would have said, "All right, man."
Yeah.
I would have said, "Look, can you just say that into my body cam?"
All right, so adult, another news flash. Adult, I think she's is she an influencer or something on? I don't know what the fuck she does, but anyway, one of her biggest attributes is she's got a big hairy bush.
Oh yes.
And she says that's her draw card. That's what she makes all her money, all the viewers love. And she tugs on her pubic hair as a stress relief. To relieve stress, she tugs on her pubic hair.
Yeah, I found that interesting.
I know exactly what's going on there, right? Mm. She's got so much pubic hair, it's a fucking fire hazard. So subconsciously, she's just completely paranoid about catching fire and burning to death, and that's why she's so stressed. It's just science, Duke. You know, it's like people just, I don't know, they just don't see the science.
She said her whole family has got bush.
Yeah.
She said her sisters, her mum, everyone's got bush.
And what happened to Uncle Frank? He burnt to death. Remember, on one birthday, he's blowing out the candles, and whoosh, up he goes. And
but she's trying to make men feel guilty.
Yeah.
For
wanting shaved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's calling them pedophiles. She's saying everyone that loves shaved vaginas is a pedophile.
Yeah, well, there's a big argument towards that. I can't disagree with her in that thing. I think it is a bit weird.
Yeah, but you love shaved vaginas.
No, not particularly. No.
What, you like bush?
Well,
now you've backed yourself into a corner.
No, I'm just trying to say. Well, look, if you open my wallet and with the little plastic window that has, you can put your favourite photo in.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say there's a bit of bush in there. Okay, so
landing strip. You're talking about landing strip. Look,
no,
I like bush because I've told this story before, but I'm just going to say it real quick. When I was young, I was a Boy Scout, and me and my mate were doing Bob a Job, which is going around and helping people and getting money and they donate it back to the Scouts or whatever. And we knocked on this door, and this girl, she must have been, I don't know, 22, 23, but we were like 10.
Yeah.
And she opens the door, and it's like 2:00 in the afternoon. She's like asleep, must have been asleep. Mm-hmm. Long fingernails, see-through dressing gown. We said, "Oh, Bob a job, missus?" And she said, "Yeah, you can clean my dishes." And she's lighting a cigarette, and she's got all cigarette butts. So she's, a night worker. And so we're washing dishes, and she takes off her thing because she's getting changed, going to have a shower. Yeah. I turn around, and there's this massive blonde bush.
Oh. Wow.
So, and we're like, our necks are like Reagan's from The Exorcist. We've done a total 180 degrees while we're washing dishes, just looking at it. And so I've got a soft spot for bush.
A soft spot.
A soft spot for bush.
A soft spot for bush. All right. Just another quick one, not that interesting, but woman divorces a husband who has cancer, fighting cancer. My only point here is...
Well, we talked about this.
Well, I didn't realise she was young, like 20, 40, she's 22, and I guess he was 40 or something like that. And I mean, There you go.
But all she does is she talks about herself.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, that's when you marry a young wife. Well, what do you expect? What do you expect when the going gets...
She said, no one asked me how it affects me. No, all he did was complain. And
no, she says he went into a real
dying of testicular cancer. I mean, do you know how painful that would be? Your balls are eating themselves.
All right.
Of course you're going to be. But the best bit, right?
Yeah.
The best bit is, she said, so she leaves him. None of his family ever want to talk to her again, which is, not surprising. Yeah. She leaves him. No one wants to talk to her again. He dies. She finds out on Facebook. And then she complains, no one, his family didn't even message me.
Yeah.
But then right at the end, they have her name. I can't remember what her name is. And it says, so-and-so is a life coach. That's her job. She's a fucking life coach.
Oh, beautiful.
What a cunt.
All right. Now I came across this story. It's very complicated, or it's very weird, and it's not really a man court, but it is a court.
Some kind of court.
It's a court. It's a court, but not necessarily a man court. All right, so bear with me. This is extremely complicated. So this in Korea, this just happened about a week ago, two weeks ago. A very young man, I think he was about 17. He was still in high school, just finishing high school.
Yeah.
Or he may have been 18. He's found dead, right, on the pavement, 10th-floor drop. And everyone's gone, the authorities, everyone said, suicide, right?
Right.
Okay, so he's a millionaire or a billionaire or whatever. He's very, very, very rich. Okay. So then when you do the research, because they've already said it's suicide, they're not interested, right? So it's from the 10th floor, but his injuries aren't consistent with a 10th floor drop, right? That's the first thing, right? He jumped 2 hours after being married, okay?
At 17?
Yeah, 18. I think he's just turned 18.
Right.
Yeah, just turned 18. That's right. So he's 2 hours after he's married. He's found
that makes
dead.
sense.
So in his father's will, apparently his father's just died. In his father's will, it says the first child married gets my fortune. Or this building, this huge commercial building, which is worth a lot of money, right? Which is the one he was found dead under, right?
Right.
So when he's at his father's, this is the boy, when he's at his father's funeral, he meets a man who's a real estate agent, a friend of his father, and that's who he marries.
He marries a man?
Oh, fuck it. I'm not making this up. This is true. So he marries a man that he's only just met. 2 hours later, he's lying at the bottom of the building, which he would inherit because the first child who gets married gets the building. Fuck. What are you... And then they turning around saying, nothing suspicious here. Suicide.
Nothing to see.
Suicide. That's what the investigation is. I think it will change. But what do you think? Can you smell something fishy here?
That's racist. Look, it's obvious.
Marries the real estate agent. I love it. Anyway, sorry. Yes. What is it obvious?
No, it's obvious. His father's real estate agent.
Who's a lot older, obviously. Wait, I'm going to say he's a lot older. He's not an old man, but a middle-aged man.
Said to him, he said...
What? How did he say it?
Where are they from?
It doesn't matter, Duke. You got no fucking idea what the difference. So whatever you say whatever accent you use will be wrong. So it doesn't matter.
I told you I did that accent once, and they said she was not Korean.
And you learned for that.
So I know the Korean accent.
Okay, go for it then.
So he said, well, let us go and we explore a new castle, a love castle that we bought together. Because you marry me, your father dead, And he say the oldest one, he get the castle. So they take him up, and they go in. And the real estate agent's gone all out. Okay, so he's decorated the elevators all pink with love hearts and.
Wait, I'm going to say this too. Sorry, I've left out this, right? So his mother posts after the death said, I can tell you. She said, I can tell you that he's not gay. But I mean, saying that, she wouldn't know. She'd probably be the last person to know. But
yeah.
The family is saying that he's not gay. I know.
They also, that's what your mum said to me.
My mother? Yeah. Don't you bring him up. All right, let's go. Yeah, so, all right.
And so he takes him, he's got the elevator all decorated, just married and all that sort of stuff. He goes, we go up to a honeymoon suite, you little cunt. And he's going, oh, yes, I love you so much, Mr. 50-year-old. And they go up and he goes, oh, look at the view. Look over the view. He goes, oops, you fall, you idiot.
Okay. All right. So
that's what happened.
That's exactly what happened. All right. So without the racial overtones, I agree with you. Without
the racial overtones, we wouldn't even been talking about this.
I'm telling you that it's fishy and fuck. I love how the police can just say, well, look like a normal suicide to us. Beautiful. Love it. All right, I've got an FBI file and a letter. What do you want first?
FBI file.
Okay.
From the FBI files.
On March the 4th, 1932, Italian fisherman Primo Barella walked into his local Sicilian village cafe and announced he was now married to a beautiful mermaid.
Oh.
Over the weeks, he told many stories of his love. He would even show the villagers jars of caviar he said were his children. The villagers, led by the local priest, Father Xavier Vespa, became increasingly angry and told Primo if he didn't stop telling stories about his mermaid, he would have to leave the village. On the morning before Easter Sunday, Primo could not be found. The villagers, led by Father Vespa, headed to the beach where they were shocked to find footprints and fish fin drag marks heading towards the ocean. Primo Barella was never seen again.
Wow. That's a good one.
I tell you, I'm never eating caviar again. That's for sure.
But you know what? Oh. It's fucking Sicily, right?
Yeah.
That's Mafia Central. That's where the mafia comes from. Anything could happen. Who knows?
Anything can happen there. And look, I'm a great believer in mermaids. I love mermaids.
Me too.
I think what I think is that FBI file is probably one of the most beautiful love stories I have ever heard in my life. That's all I'm going to say about that, Jude.
Are you crying?
I'm tearing up. I think that is a beautiful.
You don't have to answer that. You don't have to answer because if you are, you know that this is going to turn into a man court.
Man court. He's crying over a love story.
No, look, like I said, go on.
Well, I'm just going to say that's the magic, right? The science is, well, the poor cunt died, drowned. But anyway, it's not for me to go, to say any more about it. I love that. I love a good love story, even if it is a bit fishy.
From the FBI files.
All right, so we come to the big story of the day, right, which is the man court.
Man court is now in session with judges Duke and Leon.
Okay, so you know more about this than I do, but basically man transitions to 6-year-old girl, lives with foster family.
Well, first of all...
Yeah, well, I'm just going to say that the thing, lives with foster family who let him play with the grandchildren, and he he thinks he's a 6-year-old girl. Okay, so you fill us in.
Well, first of all, he's a 56-year-old man. Secondly,
was. No.
Secondly,
he's innocent until proven guilty. So it was a 56.
Secondly, he's got 7 kids.
Yes.
So he's left his wife and his 7 kids. He's transitioned into a 6-year-old girl.
Yes.
With a very bad wig. If you look at you have to look at the pictures.
And dress sense too.
Yeah, and dress sense. So he dresses like a 6-year-old girl from 1950.
Heidi from one of those German.
Yeah, exactly.
Thing, looks like Heidi. Yeah.
And then so he's been adopted by these old people.
Yeah.
Who treat him like a 6-year-old girl. But not only do they treat him like a 6-year-old girl, they allow him to play with their grandchildren.
Yeah.
And so he said to one of the grandchildren said to him, he said, a year ago I was 8 and one of the grandchildren was 7. And she said to me, I want you to be the little sister. And he said, oh, well, I don't mind going to 6. So I've been 6 ever since. Now, this was sent to me by our media manager, my cousin David.
Who's in prison.
In prison. And, well, his response to this was, we'll show you why he's in prison. He said he needs 6 bullets in the head.
Oh. See, no, look. Oh, sorry. So he's in man court. So is this, let's just call him Heidi, because he looks like Heidi, right?
Yeah.
So is Heidi a real man?
All right. You know what?
This is a man court, right?
Yes, so, I know, but
yeah.
Listen to this.
Listen to this. New evidence.
Listen to this. I have put a twist on this.
Oh.
I am going to say he is a real man because that's not what he wants to hear. He's a man. You're a man, buddy. Get that fucking wig off your fucking head and go back to your fucking children.
All right.
You can't.
All right. That's your judgment, right?
That's Judge Hendricks.
All right. Judge Fish hands down his verdict, which is he's a real man because he's retired at nearly 55, which is the legend. Legends retire at 55, so he's 56. He's retired and he's done the perfect retirement.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? When I was young, the perfect retirement was being on a yacht in the south of France, not being a 6-year-old girl living with old people.
Oh, well. And you know how, don't you remember Don Adams from Get Smart?
Yeah.
And he does that whole interview and he's in Monte Carlo on the back of the super yacht and he's got all that money and he's telling everyone how fucking depressed he is.
Yeah, but that's Don Adams, man. I would not be fucking...
Thank you.
You think that's a perfect retirement. So is this what you are planning for your retirement?
It's not particularly what I was planning, but everyone's different. But certainly the elements of what he's doing is what I plan to do, which is being looked after by someone else and doing nothing all day. He just sits around and plays with dolls, right?
So what about...
That would be my ideal retirement.
What about him playing with the grandchildren? Would you?
No. It doesn't say anything about him playing. I mean,
yes, it does.
Yes, he's all right. He's playing with the grandchildren, but there's nothing wrong with that. They're all under 8. They're all under 8.
You know, but
he's under 8. Or he's 8 or whatever. 6.
He's the same age. He's younger than them.
He's the same. He's younger than them. He's younger than them.
He's looking up to them.
Yeah, that's right. So look.
But can you imagine? No, can you imagine? Just imagine for a second that when you're a kid, right, and you're visiting your grandparents and they bring you in this grown fucking man dressed as a fucking 6-year-old girl and says, okay, you two go in the room and play.
All right, so what's the difference between a 56-year-old man dressed as Heidi and a 56-year-old man dressed as a clown in front of a fast food restaurant? What's the difference?
I think there's a big difference.
You think there's a big... One's got a hamburger in his hand and the other one's got a doll. That's the only difference.
One's in front of a fucking fast food joint. The other one's in your bedroom.
All right. Look, I'm going with he's a real man because he's worked out his retirement. He's living the dream. It's his dream. His dream is to do nothing and sit on the floor and play all day and be looked after by someone else. I'm going with it. I'm saying it's not what I would. It's not what I'm. It's not how I would do it, but the elements would be the same. Okay, the elements are the same, but it's not exactly the.
Well, you know what? I hope you and him fucking live happily ever after together in your fucking.
You are such a cranky old man.
In your dollhouse.
What you need to do is go back to the sandwich shop and just get a little chair and fucking abuse everyone that comes in the store.
I will. I will. Here's 3 top excuses for missing work.
Oh, good.
Okay. First one is, and these are real, these are from the British Railways that's been going for fucking 200 years or whatever. So they've got some good ones. And it says, my mother-in-law fell on me and pinned me down. Other one is...
pinned. Is that like wrestling or just her sheer weight?
Just her sheer weight. He missed work for that. The other one was, my lawyer broke into my house and I had to chase him.
Fuck, that's happened to me, I tell you.
But this is the best one. This is the best one. A guy says he had a dream that he was seeing a hooker and she wouldn't let him wake up until he paid.
Well, wake up from the dream.
Yeah. You're not waking up till I get my money.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I love it.
Isn't that the fucking worst thing, though? Like, I mean, if you're going to see a dream hooker, take your fucking dream wallet with you.
That's right. That's right. Wow, that's depressing, being poor in a dream. Like, being poor in real life is depressing, but in your dreams, being poor, not having money.
You've got to go see a hooker, for one.
Oh, no, because that could be some sort of, like, fantasy dream. That's a dream, Jude. Like, you know, not many wives will dress up as firemen, you know. I mean, and plus you need the truck and the hoses and fucking the axes and shit. I mean, you know, it's hard. So in a dream, that's doable.
It's doable. But
take cash with you.
You got to take your dream cash.
Yeah,
So she wouldn't let him wake up. So he's going, hey, I got to go to fucking work. She goes, you're not fucking going anywhere till I get my fucking money.
I love that she can control. She's got is there a little button or is there like a lever? There's a lever.
All right, now you can go.
She pulls the lever, cranks over the lever, and he wakes up. Fucking hell.
Presenting New Inventions with Duke and Leon.
Yep.
Quick new invention. I thought, you know how, you know, most of our listeners are males, I assume.
Or identify as males.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Some identify as 6-year-old girls.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, you know how you wake up with the morning glory?
Yes.
The morning glory.
Yes. I love it because it's got somewhere I can dry my towel.
Hang your towel.
Hang my towel to dry.
So what I was thinking is what you do is a fuckable bed.
What?
It's a fuckable bed. So it's like your bed, right? And what you do is you put, you know, one of those.
What? So it's a mattress with a hole in it?
No, well, it's a mattress with one of those artificial vagina things.
Oh,
you know,
right.
like
I was about to say, I got a $1,500 mattress. I'm not going to fucking cut a fucking hole in it, am I? And what about the spring? There's a spring in there.
This isn't a do-it-yourself. This is something that you buy. So it's got one of those vaginas in the middle.
Yeah.
In the middle of it. So you sleep, you wake up with your morning glory, you just roll over.
Yep.
Straight in. Press a button. And done.
Off to work, guaranteed not to be late.
That's it.
Yeah.
You don't even have to move, or if you want to watch porn, you know, and your wife's outside, so you don't want her to see the real dirty shit.
Who watches porn in the morning, for fuck's sake? Come on.
This could be at night.
How would that sit? Oh, right.
This could be at night.
No, it's a morning glory. It's a morning glory.
Well,
it says morning.
Is night. Your wife's watching Succession, and you just go, oh, I'm a bit tired. I'm going to lie down. You don't even have to move. And then you can just fall asleep. You can fall asleep with your dick in there.
All right. That's a fucking brilliant idea. Just one question. Is it self-cleaning?
Well, that's the thing. It's like a little bucket.
Oh, God. Fuck me dead.
It's like a little bucket.
Oh, I'm going to fucking have dinner tonight.
And you just unscrew the bucket and then you send it to the sperm donation place.
Oh,
and because you and I are members of Mensa, we get an extra $50.
Presenting New Inventions with Duke and Leon.
Oh, God. God, that's so fucking sad. All right, is that it? Can I go now? Can I be released into the real world?
I've got to ask Leon now for you.
Can I be released to the real world, please?
Ask Leon now. Ask Leon now. Ask Leon now. Ask Leon now.
Adele from America asks, Dear Leon, did cavemen have sex with monkeys?
We've done this one before, haven't we?
No, we've done, did they get along? Now,
well, obviously they got along, which we've already proved. So,
look, I just got something to say to Adele. Yeah. She asks, did cavemen have sex with monkeys? Fucking look around. Look around. 95% of humans are fucking monkeys. Make that 99.
Ask Leon now. Ask Leon now. Ask Leon now. Ask Leon now.
I think I said this to you too. In schools in America are teaching kids how to have anal sex, and 9-year-olds are being told to go home and masturbate for homework.
Well, first of all, I think it's England, but first of all, why would you have to tell a 9-year-old that? Surely that would just be logical.
Oh, I'm just thinking, if that was around when we were at school, we would have aced that shit. We would have gotten PhDs.
We did get PhDs.
Well, yeah, I know, but in masturbation.
Took a lot. Oh, in masturbation, PhD.
Yeah, can you imagine that? That's the best homework you can get. Okay, I want everyone to go home and have a fucking wank for homework. Are you sure you don't want us to do chapter 3 in the math book? No, just go home and wank. Done.
I
did it at school. You know how some people used to do their homework at school? I just did it under the desk, so I don't have to do it tonight, but I will do it tonight for fucking extra credit.
All right.
Everyone.
On that note, we're going. Don't forget to buy merchandise from Redbubble. Get a hat, get a t-shirt.
Yep, look up Duke Groovy on Redbubble and buy away. Buy a fucking way. I just want to say the other day I looked at top countries.
Yeah.
Number 1 for like the fucking 3rd year in a row.
Yeah.
United States.
Lovely.
Thank you. Oh, and you know who our number one, what our number 1 state is? Virginia. You know how we're always going on about the hillbillies? The hillbillies love us.
Oh, no, I thought you meant because of vagina. Because of vaginas, that's why. Ah, but you think
hello? And number 2 is Australia, number 3 is Canada, and number 4 we've got a new entry at number 4 is Germany.
Ah, beautiful.
So it seems the more we put shit on countries, the more people we get from there.
I'll have to remember that.
Well, you know what? That could just be the German government listening in.
I'm going.
Fools.
Guten Tag, Herr Hendricks. I'm going.
Bon appetit. Don't forget to unscrew your sperm bucket from the bed.
Ka-ching, ka-ching.
It's worth $70.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Duke and Leon, school